Yeah, a bit red. A bit red. That's better. Yes, everybody, Russ of the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. If not, absolutely frustrated with this game. Absolutely frustrated. Um, I just don't know what to say at the moment, to be honest. You know, we're coming to it. We've got into the game with, well, at the moment we're ridiculous. You know, obviously, by the way, it's 3-0 now. If you don't know. Um, yeah, just been absolute appalling. Um, you can't have a situation where you've had something like 30 odd shots in the opposition box without scoring a goal. 29 shots we'd had and not scored a goal. How the hell has that worked out? How the hell? Obviously, we haven't gone up or we haven't gotten down. We've stayed the same, but now we've got a gap between us and Bournemouth now, which to me has brought us straight into that dogfight now. You know, a win would have probably sort of pushed us slightly higher up, but now we're sort of 14th with 2 points behind. We're sort of stuck in a rut now. We're sort of 3 points, 3 points of behind Bournemouth, 2 points behind Leicester City, and we take on Wolves and. Don't know, and I feel sorry for the fans because I'm listening to it, and all you can hear is the West Ham fans. It's pathetic. It's a really poor, and it. I mean, he tried. He's tried something different, and it's failed again. You know, and I mean, we go into the slight saving grace now is we play. Obviously, today we don't play again till next Monday. So, if a decision is made, there is plenty of time. And actually, Monday you've got under the lights. You play a Wolves side that are bottom of the sort of third from bottom. It ain't a bad time, in all honesty. But I just at least we've scored a goal. Sorry, we have scored a goal. We've scored a goal. We scored one. He's taken 29, 30 shots or something like that. We've just scored. But there we go. There we go. And the Fulkrug has scored. The Folk has scored. Feed the Folk, and he has scored. So he's been out for 3 months, and he's got one goal. So he'll be on the score. He'll be in the score charts now. Not as bad as what's his face, Suchek was top, wasn't it? I just don't know. And I've just come back from the under 21s who lost 2-0. But they were totally. I mean, not being funny. The Leon side were phenomenal. Oh my god, they got some good kids. Fucking hell, some really good kids. And a couple of them have already played in League Art as well. The centre midfield, Mamadou Diarra, fucking massive. I felt sorry for them. So we've had two losses today. It hasn't been a good day for me, a West Ham fan. But that's Nicholas Fulker's first goal for the club. You know what could have been maybe if he hadn't got injured. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see some comments. We'll have Anton once we finish. We'll come on and nothing you can do but laugh. Exactly. And Robbo, we've been through the Avram Grant era, haven't we? We've been through the 42-point era where we had arguably one of the best sides ever to go down, and it's so we should not be no disrespect to Leicester City, but when I was on Jack's the final whistle, there's no way we should be losing to this side. I don't care if they've got a new manager. Looking at our team compared to their team, it is ridiculous how we haven't got a tune together today. 29 shots on target, or 30? Was it 30 now? Is it 30 shots? 30 shots on target, 10 on goal, 10 off, 10 blocked. The perfect trifecta. They've had 8 and scored 2. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I hear you, pathetic. He has to go tonight. If Sullivan hasn't sat right now and set up and get out of our club, surely Loppy has to go. I'll be honest. When I saw the team sheet, I thought it looked like a Hail Mary, a last throw, the dice, and trying to put Danny in. Although we're playing at the moment a 4-4-2 with Antonio and Fulcrum. Like literally, that is like the two bastards, big bastards up front. I quite like that, and get the crosses in. Maybe you found something there. Russ, my friend, how are you? What's your thoughts on this and what we're seeing? I don't know, mate. I'm just a bit numb to it. I'll be honest. I've already sat through one loss already today with under 21s, and now I'm sat through another loss. We are shit relegation battle this season. I think we're fortunate in the fact that I'm not worried relegation wise because there are a lot worse teams than us, but it's only going to make a difference if we start putting some points in, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous when you see how many times we've got into the box. I mean, their keeper's made some saves, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you see the scoreline, innit? It's the scoreline that matters. I just don't know, mate. I just don't know. I don't think it's going to be particularly long with you. We've got a couple of more minutes left of full time. Too many mistakes, as always. As always, there's always so many mistakes, and I don't understand how we as a club make so many mistakes. We as a team, not as a club, but as a team, make so many mistakes because you look at the side and there's so many good players there. There's so many international players. There's so much quality. I've always seen us as a side which the this iteration always looks like we got a goal. I've always thought we've got a goal in us, but not today, my friends. Not today. Well, we've got a goal, but you know what I mean. I'm just a bit numb to it, to be honest. I mean, who starts today? Well, I think, to be honest, there was no way that Antonio could play Saturday, Tuesday, and that's no disrespect to the lad, but he's an old lad. He's coming, in 34, and he carries a lot of muscle. So for me, there's no way he can play start two games. I mean, he must have played 60 minutes, 70 minutes, I think, against Arsenal, and then so I always thought he'd be on the bench. I thought he would do what he sort of did at halftime, and basically not play, and almost like play a false nine. Our beloved Julien. The players have to turn up. The defending is shocking indeed. Why leave your best players on the bench? I don't know. Playing a high line with Vardy's asking for trouble. Looks like he was in a trench. The new manager was there. Get Potter in here. Graham Potter is in the he's doing the commentary, isn't it? Along with former West Ham first team coach Kevin Nolan, I believe, he's doing the punditry there as well. So something's got to give, in it. I think something's got to give now. I'm looking at the side. They're bereft of any confidence. Well, having Kudus back in the side makes a massive difference, but still not enough for me. You know what I mean? No passion, no idea, no leaders, nothing came off. You're right. I mean, it's one of those games where it just seemed like every pass was slightly over here. Every ball was just not just like half a yard in front, or if it bounced the wrong way. I mean, we hit the post. Their goalkeepers had an absolute worldie today as well. But it doesn't matter. You can look at it. You look at the stats, fantastic stats. You've got this and this. But nah, we shouldn't be losing to Leicester. And I'm not slating, not disrespecting Leicester, but we're a better side than that. And I sound really Spursy by saying it, but it's true. He has no idea. If Dobby doesn't go, then he expects next as a player. Some of the better players will think of their careers, and that includes Bowen. How can this side be so brilliant against Newcastle last week and yet the last two matches since then, we've been absolutely appalling. I just don't understand it. I can't get my head around it at all. How the under 21s lost as well. So under 21s lost 2-0 against a very good Leon side. Leon were fucking good. Leon have got some fantastic young players. Oh, some really big bastards as well. They were very good. We have no backbone of us. We have a backbone of a slug. Folkrug done more than Folrog. Stats mean nothing when you say poor. I totally agree. Got to go. It's shocking. Yeah, lost 2-0. Yeah, it's us. It's the under 21 seventh defeat in a row. It's not a great. It hasn't been a great evening for West Ham fans. Yeah. Nothing you can say really about that, I think.
I mean, I said to you when you were coming out of the game against Arsenal, I was like, my fear was the Leicester game. I mean, Leicester are not a good team.
No.
And tonight highlighted that they weren't a good team, but they still beat us 3-0. I don't understand. I don't know really. I know the blame falls upon everyone, but there lies my issue with Lopetegui is that the team news, it's wild. It's just wild. I know there's a rumor about issues. I don't know who said the rumor. I don't know if I've not read the rumor. I've seen it in the chat. People were saying that there was rumors. The reason why Paquetá and Emerson were dropped today, and even if those rumors are true, and I don't know where the rumors have come from. Like if you're dropped, then you know, is it not worse that then you're brought onto the field at halftime to try and save the game, or like 60 minutes in if you're dropped because you've gone against the manager? I don't know if I'm making that shit up. It was just something I seen in the chat in the Matchday Live, but Russ, mate, come on. I know, and it's easy for any fans to turn around and say we had, I don't know how many chances at goal, a ridiculous, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because, you know, I don't think we played well. I know the statistics will show we dominated because we had 61% possession in the whole game. We had 31 total shots at goal, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we didn't play well. If you play convincingly well with those stats and the game is like, I don't know, 2-2, you'd be fucking devastated, but you'd be like, holy shit, something.
You've got something to,
But we've been beaten by a team that have looked really, genuinely not great this season. Not great this season. And didn't look great against us. I'm not the sort of guy that comes and starts shouting out, you know, sack the manager, sack the manager. I'm not. I've never been that guy. I sometimes, very rarely have, but I can't see how he survives this. And the only reason I think he survives it, right? So I agree. I think there's a high chance he can't survive this. If he survives it, then it's because it goes back to the board again. That's the point I'm trying to make. But then if he does get sacked, Russ, do I think it's going to get better? No, I don't, because I don't think they would choose the right person. And then someone will turn around to me and say, well, who the fuck is the right person? I tell you what, I don't know, because I obviously don't know anything about football, mate. I'm not being horrible with that. I genuinely don't, because fuck me. Russ, I have never felt so mundane about watching West Ham ever.
I just can't see how the side a week ago, which was mesmeric, it was a deserved, and we were all buzzing. We were like, "This is the way. This is it. This
Identity.
is it. We've got it." And then it went. And then we tried. Then we played with the same side against Arsenal, which I didn't agree with, because not one size fits all. And so, you know, and then today as well, you know, and today to me it looked like a bit of a Hail Mary, a bit of a panic team selection.
It was
mean,
it was
we've had that. We've had that. You know, the fact is, he's had more. He's done more subs than any Premier League manager
it's
this season because it's like, oh, just throw it up and see what happens.
because I
That's
feel
what
like
it
he doesn't
seems
know.
like.
Because it doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, and I'm sorry, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that says that about
No.
Lopetegui. But Russ, what I don't know. I'm getting lost because all the games are coming thick and fast, and this is what fucking scares me. We've got Wolves next, and Wolves will be looking at West Ham and going, "Well, I'll fucking well." Do you know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
our opportunity to close that gap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to me, it's wild. To me, it's utterly insane and fucking insane that we're 4 points from Aston Villa.
Mm.
It's insane we're 4 points from Man United. It's actually insane that we're 5 points from 8th place. It's fucking insane. And it's insane that we're 6 points from a relegation position.
Yeah.
Because this is not great. We have players that don't really look like they know what they're doing. I don't understand how we can go from Newcastle and not produce what we did at Newcastle 2 games after it, post it. I don't understand. I don't get it. And I don't know. Like, I don't even know, like what, I mean, fucking, I don't know, Russ. I don't know. It's like, I fucking don't know. I don't know the answer. Like, I don't think Fabianski should be starting. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not saying that because he's conceded 8 goals, mate. I'm not saying that, but that's an example that the fucking the goalkeeper situation is a prime example of what Lopetegui does. 14 games into this season, he's shifted the keeper a few times, sporadically. And
well, again, you're right. Again, the same way we don't know what's happened, you know, behind closed doors and training, and I don't mind the change of the goalkeeper, to be honest, because actually I think I'm not fussed about that because to be honest, they're 2 good goalkeepers and they're both interchangeable and they should, you know, you can play. You know, if Fabianski's not playing well, then Areola's there. It's not like you got a number 1 and a shit number 2. You know, it's a bit like when we had Randolph and Adrian. You know, they were 2 really good goalkeepers. I think the trouble with this is it just seems everything seems to be a bit like yeah, and it's like I don't. And I mean, again, on the Arsenal game, you know, when you're 5-2 down, why bring on Guerrero Rodriguez? Just throw on Ollie Scars for 10 minutes.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's fucking wild. Like, there's this obsession. It's like an obsession with, like, when we had Declan Rice and we had Tommy Soucek. It's the obsession of the double pivot in the midfield. I don't fucking understand it. I'm not. I'm starting to feel like we just don't need a central defensive midfielder at all. I know it's a ridiculous statement, but I feel like we just need something rocket stuck up our backsides because I don't see, like, obviously, I can't think of a moment that I went, oh my God, Leicester played good football. They had they broke in some times in that game, right? They broke sometimes in that game and were so fucking shit at doing something with the ball, they handed us the ball again.
Yeah.
We broke, right? And it is one of those days. It is one of those days that on any other day, with the right team, we would have put the ball in the back of the net and we would have won 5-6-0, whatever. Honestly, it could have been one of those games. And the problem is, and this is what gets me about this Lopetegui, like, very quickly you could see this was a game probably for Antonio, probably for Paquetá, probably for Somerville. It's a game that we could get at them, but we, from the off, fucking allowed it. We've not recruited as well as maybe we first thought because Mavropanos is not at the games. He's not there. He's not there, and it's affecting the rest of the team. I don't have the answers.
Well, once again, he got the setup. He got the starting 11 wrong.
It's fucking stupid though.
He's done that so many times now, and it was almost like because I mean, obviously, when Ings got the knock, and I thought, okay, because obviously I was watching it on my phone while I was watching the under 21s leagues, and I said he's bringing Somerville back on, and Kenny's like, thank fuck for that. I said, well, it's because Ings is, but. The whole side was set up wrong to start off with. I don't, you know, and we need to set, you know, and hopefully there's something that's concrete will come out. I bet, you know, why he didn't start Emerson and because fucking, I just didn't get it. It was quite interesting on Twitter now. Jacob Steinberg has cannot let this continue. Lopetegui has to go, and we know Jacob Steinberg comes with weight. And for him to say that, that's usually
Mate. Freddie is 8 years old, right? Freddie, and fair play to Freddie, sits and watches West Ham games with me. Freddie sat through that full Leicester game. He sat through the full Arsenal game. Freddie's watched probably, I would say, 9 of the 14 games we've said. Freddie's opinion, and he doesn't, I don't sit and talk about Lopetegui has to go, because Freddie doesn't stay for the review show. He listens to me and watches the game. He said tonight again for the second time in a row, Russ, second game in a row, Dad, it's like, yes, I don't like Lopetegui. I want Moyes back. Now, I'm not saying I want Moyes back. The point of the matter is, an 8-year-old is saying he doesn't want Lopetegui. I don't think he's a good manager because we're seeing West Ham get beat. He's seeing players coming on and off, and he said to me, Dad, why does Kudus not play? Or why is he being pulled off? Or why is Fulkrug coming on? Or why is Paquetá not starting? And I'm a bit like, yeah, why is Paquetá not starting? Yeah, I know people are calling for it, but it's a little bit like Lopetegui watches fucking social media. Honestly, it is a little bit. Lopetegui, there you go, Russ. Lopetegui is social media.
He flits, doesn't it? I mean, again,
because he sees both sides of the view, and he fucking does both sides of the view. That's why he doesn't have a vision. That's why he doesn't have like an identity. It's 14 games in. I've seen one game with identity, and that's it.
Yeah.
One fucking game.
Another interesting post. I mean, I'm just watching Jacob Steinberg's Twitter at the moment because obviously it doesn't matter that West Ham were unlucky in certain aspects. Leicester were poor and still scored 3. West Ham always chasing as they can't defend. Dressing room unhappy. Full stop. United sacked Ten Hag for losing to West Ham in similar circumstances. Lopetegui is the wrong fit. It's. I mean, when that third goal went in and it obviously was disallowed, I thought that was it. I thought that's. And actually, you look at it, and again, I'm not like you. I'm not someone who rants and raves and stuff like that. But looking objectively, we now have just under a week into the next game, which is Wolves. London Stadium, Monday, under the lights. We'll have all the. If you ever did want to make a change, then I think that would be a perfect way to bring a new head coach in because the timing be right. You've got a reasonably easy game with a crowd.
Oh, great! Hold on a minute. Graham Potter's at the stadium.
Graham Potter and Kevin Nolan's at the stadium.
Oh fucking hell! Wiring in
he told
you're
me,
right, Russ. You're totally right, mate. You are totally fucking right. And I'm all for giving. I'm all for giving people a chance, but you can't. What are we giving a chance on? That's the concern. So it's like let's talk about Van Nistelrooy. If you're a Leicester fan, Leicester fans are fucking buzzing.
Yeah,
they won't necessarily be happy about their performance, but they're going to be delighted because they needed a win. No matter what, they needed a win, so they got the win tonight, right? And fair play. And if that keeps happening throughout the season, but they keep losing, then they won't be happy, right? But the point of the matter is that Leicester were shit and beat us. Gave us the ball a lot, and we couldn't really do anything with it, and we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And we've honestly, Russ, I know that our West Ham Network chat's been going off, and there's been a battle, and they've got a couple of people saying, "Oh, well, we thought we played well," and I'm like, "Well, I don't think we played well. Playing well was Newcastle. Newcastle was playing well." Russ, any other game this season you thought we've played well? We didn't play well against Crystal Palace when we beat them.
No. Not at all.
We didn't even play that well against Ipswich.
No, we didn't. We that 4-1 flattered us. Absolutely flattered us.
Yeah.
I think what is interesting about what we need is we need a boost. And Ruud van Nistelrooy came into Leicester, and I went on Jack's channel the other day, and all the Leicester lot were buzzing. And I said, I'm jealous because you're excited for the game, and we weren't. And that's what we need, we need something. And it's like, I thought maybe Kudus getting back, coming back would be, exciting and it is exciting, but still and the fan base need it. And the players need it. The players just look bereft of any confidence. And that, as I said, as Mick said, their manager had 2 days ago, and he's getting ideas across. And one of the things that Lopetegui said in his press conference was, "There's going to be a morale boost for the team because a new manager's come in." we haven't had that since he's been here. And it's like, I don't get it. It's like you've said what happens with a new man. You basically, almost written your own
Well,
resignation on it.
all the big pundits are starting to come out now and say something. So Shane Thomas,
Yeah.
I know I'm not saying he's got contacts at the clubs, but he's coming out saying he should have been sacked after the loss at Forest. The starting 11 constantly changes and the players are confused by instructions. He was a wrong appointment and nothing will improve. West Ham have too much talent to be struggling like this. Graham Bailey said West Ham have been doing work on potential replacements for a number of weeks. And obviously you know about Jacob Steinberg as well. And it doesn't, essentially, I know it's not just about what the pundits say, but I see Lopetegui on the sidelines, mate. Like he looks done. He genuinely looks fucking done. And he's acting quite odd. A bit like when you're watching, the only way I could compare it is, we see West Ham and we see Lopetegui, and the mainstream media don't pick up on that, but they pick up on the way that Pep acts because it's Pep and it's Man City. But Lopetegui's doing very similar weird things, and the difference between West Ham and Man City is Man City probably at some point will switch it back on again and push up again, where we are currently showing signs of potentially relegation form. Because this is relegation form, Russ.
Yeah.
And we're probably, honestly, Russ, we're so fucking lucky that Wolves are on 9, Ipswich are on 9, and Southampton are on 5. But where that gets fucking heavily dangerous is if we get beat by Wolves. If we get beat by Wolves. And then we've got Bournemouth. Away. And Wolves under the lights. What a game for Wolves to come at West Ham and put the nail in the coffin for Lopetegui. They'll be thinking like that. And like you said, it's under the lights. It's an opportunity for us to switch.
That's what they've got to do. The game plan is simple for Wolves. They come out of the traps. Arsenal did it when we had a little bit of a euphoria because of the Newcastle game. Arsenal came out of the traps, blew us away. What happened today? Leicester came out of the traps, got a goal. That was it. We was like, and then we're on the front foot trying. That's all Wolves need to do is come out and Cunha has to score goal in the first 5 minutes. Game's over. It really is. We're so bereft, although 6'2" have just said any other striker scoring a goal every 37 minutes compared to Nicholas Fulkrug. Fantastic. Good to see him get a goal. Fair play. Nice to see him.
Yeah,
but
it's good, but then it's scoring goal on the back of tactics that are desperate. So the only reason Fulkrug came on really probably at that moment was because we were fucking desperate, Russ.
Yeah,
when he probably came on
off.
and took Kudus off. I'm just really confused.
Yeah,
and it comes back to 7 games ago. We'll give it a bit of time. Let's see if we have our West Ham network chat is a prime example of how every West Ham fan feels. When are we going to see what the vision he's got? When are we going to see the vision? Are we ever going to see the vision? And I feel like I have not seen it. I've seen it once, and I'm thinking that was a bit of a fluke.
That could have been the blip. To prove was it the exception to prove the rule? Maybe that was the exception. Garino, so when was the last time Sutherland sacked a manager and paid him off? Would have been Slav. Or would it have been Pellegrini? Pellegrini, I think. Yeah, Pellegrini's after Slav. So Pellegrini did that and did it with Slav as well. Every team wants to play us right now. Indeed. Born for a good side. Vardy's goal was offside. Well, it got chalked up, so it didn't count. Potter and Nolan should be appointed tomorrow. It might be why Kev only just said didn't message me back. Maybe he's got the West Ham assistant manager's job. VAR is bloody pointless. How was that a foul? Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a foul, their goalkeeper. But you can't touch a goalkeeper nowadays, unfortunately. My dead gran could have scored that Fulcrum goal. Well, God rest her soul. Get Pierce back to give the players a rollicking. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if that decision was made, we're not so far down the shitter that we have to get someone as a firefighter, to come in. And so we need some, you've still got time to get someone decent, which
you've right. Yeah, well, see, you've got plenty of time. And the reason we've got plenty of time is because we're not playing well, right?
No.
So, and it's not Lopetegui's signings.
No.
So therefore, you get someone in and even we say they need time to implement their style, but they'll have a specific style from the off. And from the off, what we need is the off right now. From the off, we need it from the off. So we need to see something. We need to see some element of desire. Like the players do need to take a bit of a kick up the arse because
Totally.
yeah, 100% they do. But equally though, I do think I look at them and they do look a bit confused. They do, Russ. They really, really fucking do. And that's why in the first half in particular, there was so many gaps in the middle of the park. That's how Leicester were. I'm not saying they were getting at us. I'm not saying they were, but that's how they tried to get at us because the gaps were opening up in the middle of the park. But I just think about, like, I'm looking back at the goal now with Vardy. And I know we're playing the high line, but why the fuck is Mavropanos trying to do that? You don't do that with Vardy. You don't fucking do that with Vardy.
It's not. It's not hard.
But it's not. No, but it's not. If there's one fucking, no matter he's 55 years old, if there's one player you don't sit off of or try and play the offside trap on, it's fucking Jamie Vardy because that's what he loves. He fucking loves it. He plays off the shoulder of every fucking defender, and it plays into their hands.
Aquam says, do we really think a new manager will change his shower set? The players were shocking today. They were shocking, but look at the difference Ruud van Nistelrooy has made on the side. This team lost to Brentford 4-1 on Saturday and were appalling. Didn't say they were great today, but they went for a pragmatic style, which he said he was going to do, and won the game. On paper, we should have blown Leicester away today. Based on the team.
Jacob Steiger has just put out another tweet. You ready for this one?
Yeah, got him.
Focus also needs to be on Tim Steidten, who has
but
played a big part in building a defence that can't defend, a midfield that can't run an attack with 3 strikers over 30.
Well, that's trying to push the blame because this was not Tim Steiden's appointment, and so the narrative is it's all Tim's fault, but it isn't.
That's it.
We know this was not Tim Steiden appointment. That was relegation fodder. Ten Hag is free agent. Well, on that Man United game, he was giving at West London Stadium. Him and Tim had a good old chat. Time's up. Come on, Sully. They lack focus for sure. Very good. We wouldn't beat Barnsley under fives with Loppy. Okay, tell you what, bubblers. That Falker doesn't look like a bad player. Indeed.
Going back to the point from that comment you brought up earlier on about saying, do we think a change of manager would change it? Well, something needs to change. So that's, and if Lopetegui is showing signs, this is what we know Lopetegui does, right? In 14 games into the season, he changes his starting lineup nearly every game. He uses 5 subs nearly every game. And a lot of his decisions are odd decisions on paper. And if they're odd on paper, currently after 14 games, they've been proven to be odd in real life. So what is odd is now being proven. It's odd. By his team selection tonight, by his team selection against Arsenal, by his team selection against all the other teams. The only time I looked at a team this season, Russ, and went, yeah, I get it, 100% get it, was the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
But that was it. And then went unchanged against Arsenal, but maybe that was our naivety to the team that we were playing.
Totally. And us as fans were like, oh, brilliant, we kept the same formation.
But in actual fact, it probably wasn't the right idea.
It was the wrong idea.
It was the wrong fucking idea.
You fucking Soler against Declan Rice and fucking Odegaard, you're having a fucking laugh when you've got Alvarez. You know, it was a wrong decision then. And just, I just don't know what's going to happen, mate. And I've got a feeling nothing's going to happen as well. That's the thing. Steinberger said the players are not behind Lop and they don't understand what he wants to do and say. Tim has done a fantastic job, but we can always do half a job with the owner overrules him. It's just like watching West Ham. Heard the championship is nice in May. The amount of subs shows Loppy's reactive and not proactive. Yeah, I mean, you know, the yin to the yang is, you know, with Lopetegui, you know, one of the issues with Moyes was he never changed it. It was like for light subs, But now we've gone totally the other way, and Loppy makes 5 subs a game. The thing that absolutely needs to change is but the one that won't change, of course, is the owner. He's not going to sell.
We know that. We know that. That's the thing, though. Like I could go on a rant about that all day, every day of the week, but that's not going to change. And there lies my concern, though, about us looking at bringing someone else new in, and that's the truth. My concern lies in I can't help but feel like no matter who we bring in, it's not going to change. Because I don't know. Like the only hope is a change of dramatic style of play. And if we don't, with what we think is on paper a really good side or quality players or good players, etc. But we've had now two managers that have managed most of the. Well, I was going to say most of the players we've got that are played tonight ish. I mean, Russ. I was
Mm.
looking at like Wan-Bissaka's. Like Wan-Bissaka is definitely a top 6 defender,
Oh, it's yeah,
right?
outstanding.
And Keelman's definitely a top 8 defender. I think Tadebo's world class. I think he's got the
He
ability to be
could
world
be,
class
yeah,
if
he
he's
could
fit.
be.
Yeah, if as long as he's fit. I think Emerson's definitely a top 8 defender. Um, the midfield shockingly confuses me, and Alvarez now starts to confuse me.
Well, I
Because
think you
he's a
get
little bit wild now. He's becoming a
yeah.
little bit wild.
I think if you, I think the midfield is confusing Lopetegui as well, and I think you want someone to come in with a vision and just execute it because we don't really know what the vision is. He starts, for the first, I don't know, I think 10, 11
Hold on,
until
I'm going to let hear Lop. I'm going to hear Lop.
go on and you listen to Lop. For the previous like 10 games, the first 10 games or so, he started with Rodriguez, and now he's dropped him like a stone. And that's what I don't understand. It's like for me, there's too much. It's too much chopping and changing. Now, if it was now, I think whoever comes in, not everyone's going to agree. If a change is made, if Lopetegui does move, is relieved of his duties, and Conceição comes in, or Terzic, or Potter, if one of them came in, there will not be 100% approval rate on all of them because they all have pluses and minuses. Um, but it will be someone like that. Anton's just putting the stuff up. There's not one team in the Premier League that I would say we could beat. Never in my life have I thought to. Yeah, it's just shocking, isn't it? These are quotes from Lopetegui from his post-match interview. We did all we had to do to score. Only once though. First half we did very well, but did not score. Well, no shit, Sherlock. For the love of God, not Terzic or Potter. Well, if that's the case, then for you YouTube users, it will be in terms of the names you've been linked with, someone like Conceição, who I know some others don't like. Is that they're going to be so many different issues here. They took advantage of our spaces for the second goal. Just our luck, the game's about scoring goals in. Feel sorry for the fans who turn up to the games if doesn't act now. Could you imagine Terzic coming in? Dortmund hated him. Terzic is a shock inclusion in a replacement manager. Tim said Lops didn't have a clue what was going on. I just feel deflated. I think we all do, Alex. I think that, and I think there needs to be a boost on the pitch, but there needs to be a boost with the fan base. And as I said, timing wise, it is not a bad time to do it if you were going to do it, but you would have to do it tomorrow to then give the incumbent head coach time to then start putting his ducks in a row for Monday. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I could see it makes sense when you're doing a home game under the lights against a side in the bottom three. It does seem timing wise, it could be go and get Mark Carrick. We know we're not going to be spending any money. We have to build on our performance at Lopetegui. Tomorrow we are working on the next challenge. He always talks about challenges now. I don't get it. I don't want Potter or Terzic. Constance as a winner. Maybe Sullivan and co don't want to win it. Well, he is, he's available. Again, Jacob Steinberg this morning, or no, it was sort of yesterday and then this morning, put a story out to say he's high
Um,
on our list.
the pundit properly went in and said, "Are the players playing for you?" He politically answered the question. Do you think the players want to win for you? He politically answered the question.
Mm.
You know, they then showed a clip of Bowen and Lopetegui trying to embrace each other after the game. Didn't look too happy at each other. He definitely looked deflated. Yeah, it's interesting. The biggest thing for me, Russ, is just simply down to I don't understand. 14 games in, I have no idea what our vision is. And it's a key word. I don't care what really what anyone says. It's true. Like, what the fuck?
What do
What
you
the
mean?
fuck? Just what the fuck? Just like what the fuck are we doing?
I just don't get it. I just don't get the strategy, or if there is one. I
There
just don't
isn't one.
understand it. I don't understand what he's trying to achieve. And again, I'm not being nasty.
Jacob Steinberg, 6 seconds ago. West Ham did not see tonight as a game that Lopetegui could lose. I would be surprised if he's in charge for Wolves.
Yeah.
So unless he's just gone off on a keyboard warrior tangent, unless David Sullivan's texted him that and he's just retexted it, copy and pasted it, then I honestly, I don't know how he can survive tonight. I really don't. And if he does survive tonight, then Wolves is must win.
Well, I mean, yeah, it just prolongs the agony, isn't it? Was it death by 1,000 slashes or whatever, 1,000 cuts? That's what it seems. And I think the trouble is, the longer if you do one thing or another, you back him or sack him. If you back him, you back him. But if you sack him, you have to make it decisive. Because otherwise, what you're doing is you're disfranchising the fan base even more, aren't you? Really, I mean, the Wolves game is a perfect game to bring someone in if you're going to make that adjustment. If you're not, that's the perfect game to say, right, we're fucking staying with this guy, because otherwise you're sort of in a halfway house. We've been in a halfway house since before the international break, realistically, haven't we? Always been thinking we were going to get something. He was going to go, and then obviously then we were told that he was not going, and they were using the international break as almost like a contingency plan. So they've got plan A, plan B, that type of thing. But yes, I am
just
not
listening to
too
Mr.
sure.
Kevin Nolan now.
Kevin's putting his job application in.
I'll be honest with you, Russ. I think I'm going to have to go because I could lose the plot on this. I don't think
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go as well. It's. I think go if you go. There'll be plenty of other YouTube channels ranting and raving now. But yeah, I think we said our piece. I think it's quite clear that there's widespread sort of. That's probably one thing that everyone is on the same page with at the moment from the fan base, in a weird way. I think, not necessarily who's the one we should get in, but as I said, if there's any breaking news, please, we'll let you know as soon as possible. If anything happens, it might not. We don't know. But we shall wait and see. Obviously, we play Wolves in just under a week. So plenty of time for new ideas to be brought in. But yeah, and the under-21s lost 2-0 as well. So
oh, fucking hell. Anyway, while we're at it, it's 50% off the West Ham shop. So go and treat yourself to a nice little West Ham gift for Christmas.
And also after this,
try to bring some positivity for you.
Also, if you comment on this video, you get entered into day 3 of the giveaways on the West Ham Network with what day 1, day 2 been sent out. And also, I got my letter from Santa today.
Oh shit! I need to do that.
It came through. I'm on the nice list. I have a certificate which says Rusty B. I handed it to Mrs. Budden.
Russ, can you do me a favour? Actually, and I know we're still live. Can you just give me a voice note of exactly what I need to do?
Oh my god! Fuck's sake!
Yeah,
it's like teaching my mother.
I know, mate.
Use FaceTime.
But you've seen my house, mate.
It's not your. It's on your phone, mate. It's not.
No, I know, but you've seen how stressful that fucking is.
Anyway, we're
trying to get to this where I'm sitting right now is ridiculous. It's honestly
Anyway, we're off.
Much love.
Have a good night's sleep. Tomorrow's another day. The sun rises and sunsets. Bye.
Irons.